Prime is fighting back against all the naysayers, the haters. He don't care if they're college kids, if they're older adults. He's just letting it go. Now, this all has been bubbling over the last few days. All hell is breaking loose since the Athletic released this entitled article. What happened to Deion Sanders' Colorado castoffs revisiting a record-setting exodus? If you remember when he first got to Colorado on a 111 squad, they had, a typical college team. You got 100-something people on the team, plus 75 to 80 scholarships. So with that, he says, y'all need to hit the portal because I need to bring some dogs in here so we could try to win. And that resulted in a 4-8 season. But in that, it shows the darkness of college football, okay? You are a Power 5 coach. You have adults depending on you. Not only kids trying to get their future, whether that's the NFL or corporate America, whatever. You got actual coaches with families that move to Boulder, and you have to do the best you can and keep that tenure going because this is their livelihood, all right? So with that being said, the dark side of college football is you get to a place, most of the time, a new coach is going to get the kids that were there out of there. It's a part of the business. The thing is, it was more acute. And what I mean by that, it was more extreme because Prime came in with all the notoriety and he turned over the roster even more. Typically, it's like a 20, 30 kind of roster and then roster overhaul when a new coach gets there at a Power 5 or really a college coach in general outside of Power 5. But here, it was upwards. We had the On3 tracker where it was 50, 60, and everybody kept seeing it climb. So the Athletic broke down where these kids were. And some of the quotes on there went super viral, and it had people weigh in on it. Now, I'll read you one particular one that everybody's gotten upset with and, just completely taken storm. This is by Xavier Smith. I was actually getting mad, like tears coming to my eyes because, bro, you never even tried to get to know me. Essentially, he's saying Prime and the staff was telling him he should enter the spring transfer portal. Xavier Smith went on to say he was destroying guys' confidence and belief in themselves. The way he did it, it could have been done with a little bit more compassion. You saw the speech. He told them folks jump in the portal. It was very, hey, we're going to be getting people up out of here. Some people stayed, some people didn't. Now, with that quote being viral like it was and people talking about it, Shedeur weighed in on it and said, bruh, this dude was super mid. This bruh, meaning he's trash, by the way. If you're not black out there, you listen to my video, it means he was trash, all right? Mid is not a term of endearment. I'm not trying to give away too many recipes, but it is what it is. So when Shedeur said that, so many people weighed in on it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just play some of his clips. He did a whole space on it saying y'all cap.
And I never talk down on no player if they are good and bad, but it's just like, all right, first you saying cap about the university, then you talking about Pop. So I'm gonna be honest,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, behind that. So it's like I would never off rip ever try to put anybody down, but then it's like whenever you talking about the family or you talking about that, then it's like because I know what the true character is and I know how he is regardless of however he feels. So it's like now whenever you capping, now I just got to be honest about like what's really going on.
First of all, I get the whole, well, he should be a bigger person. He needs to be a role model. I totally, completely respect that. I completely respect someone saying, "Is this someone you want in your NFL clubhouse being a leader?" I can respect that. I can also respect the fact, and I can understand this camp more than the others. This Shedeur is a millionaire. Like this, I'm not trying to count his pockets. It's a known thing. He has all these endorsements. His NLI money. He's crazy, and his dad has millions and millions of dollars. So quite naturally, his bank account is fine. You have an NFL future ahead of you, okay? This person that he's talking about may or probably may not have an NFL career ahead of him, and he's going to have to join the working world like us, right? So why, if you have all these things going for you, you're going to be a top pick in the NFL draft, you are dissing this person. Just let it go. But to those naysayers out there that say that, I want to say that's his pops, number one. And number two, that's his that's basically his coworker. All right. If a coworker come to you and start talking crazy, you're gonna talk back crazy to him. So that's the part I'm like, hey, it's all good. It's all fun and games. Like if you're a college football player, I could talk about you as a college football player, and he put up stats. Now, here's the thing that got Prime into it on Twitter, saying he got time today. So Kaleb Mathis chimed in saying, "Yeah, this guy was ass," and he put a video up of him, and it was whatever. It was a 5 yard out, whatever it was, and he missed it. The Xavier Smith guy, and then somebody put up Kaleb Mathis stats, and it was from the past season. It was only 38 yards or whatever the case may be. The man didn't play that much, okay? So they're trying to poke fun at that. But guess what? Somebody came through and poked back, and that was Coach Prime, and he did it on Twitter. Now, this is interesting. I'm going to get into the tweets real quick that he said. One guy said, "Tell your son stop acting like he's the coldest out here." Then put up a 4-8 season. Coach Prime said, "He will be a top 5 pick. Where your son going? I got time today." So that was interesting. And remember, I brought up the stats of Kaleb Mathis just now. So a person chimed in that said, "Hey, you only had 38 yards." They put up his stats on Dalvin the Truth, and Coach Prime quoted it saying, "Lord, our Savior," because he only had in his 2023 season 8 solo tackles and 4 pass deflections. That's not getting it done, my man. And I get it. I get it. Everybody has down years. Everybody has down stats, but this is the fact that he's finally speaking out. He's tired of taking all these hits, and he's like, you know what? We're going through a spring. We got a lot of things going on. I'm going to start fighting back and saying to people directly, my son doing this. I'm proud of him, and I don't care. I'll take the heat. I don't care what y'all saying. So that's admirable. I did not like him quoting the college kids' stats because at that point you are a Power Five head coach. You are a multimillionaire, always been, and you are the greatest cornerback of all time. And you got to understand, I don't think he understood what that could do to the kid. Now, I get it. The kid was talking trash. If you want to talk trash, you got to be able to take it. But it's that maturity that only age can bring, where I'm a very accomplished high net worth individual that's the greatest cornerback of all time, and he might be playing a position similar to that. I don't think it may necessarily put that battery in his back to become an NFL player. That may not put the battery in his back where he's like, shit, it's different. It's different when a Hall of Famer criticizes you than a person who didn't play 2 years in the league. That's all I'm saying. It's the hierarchy. You got a guy whose shoes are about to come out this summer via Nike, and he talking about my stats. That's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying, for a college kid to understand the process, because they don't have that kind of maturity just yet. So you go into a barbershop, your homeboys group chatting you, and it's not like you could say something that's as powerful or as impactful as Prime could on a viral stage or back to him, where he's gonna have that same feeling. So it's definitely not a even comparison when you talk about trash word to trash word. Big bank take lil bank, and that's the maturity I'm talking about. Like I was completely okay with him frying some random dude that's saying, hey, your son shouldn't be talking like that. Actually, no, he should, because he's going to be a top 5 NFL pick. Whether that's going to be the case or not, he's going to be a high round draft pick. But when you got kids involved, they college, they nearing kid, they young men, I think that's the part I take umbrage with. So I just want to be fair and get it the way I see it. I understand so many different sides of it. You cannot they understand it more, but I get it. Like, bro, we have done everything the right way. We have put in all kind of enthusiasm into the community. There's a big economic boom that's happening in Colorado, and that program is being put on a place that they not necessarily have been recently. All right, so now they're on a trajectory to do really, really well this season if everybody shows up and nobody gets injured. And you're doing all of these things, and we keep taking the high road. I'm not gonna let you keep talking to me crazy. I'm not gonna let you keep saying, "Oh, what your son doing?" Actually, what your son doing, because he ain't shit. I can completely understand that. Totally. Totally. But again, I completely get the other side. It's younger players, people saying, "Look, let's really be let's look at what's going on here." So I think it's just a build up. You know, you got a whole article that is every single place right now in sports with the Athletic following these different players and following their different negative quotes. Now, the Athletic didn't write anything negative, but they put the negative quotes in there from these players, and that can wear on you. Like, wear on you. Like, dog, yeah, we could have treated them better. Yeah, that is true. You go look back at my videos. I didn't think that was handled in the right way. I think that whole abrasiveness was meant to make them hit the portal. I get that too, but I feel like they could have had better courtesy. But that's besides the point. My point is, yes, they could have handled that better, but it is what it is now. They've done so much good in that community. Why is this continuing to eat at them? And they can't respond? No, that's bullshit. We're going to respond and tell your mama go walk herself. So I totally understand their viewpoint. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Heritage Sports.